Good morning, SUNY Newport's campus. Welcome again to Blue and Orange Alert. Today we have a very important topic to cover that may affect our campus community in the future semesters. SUNY Newport has a unique fraternity and sorority life program on campus serving the needs of our diverse population. The 24 diverse organizations strive for a better and intellectual community. Therefore, they are constantly working on educating the campus. Unfortunately, it seems much harder for Greek organizations to continue impacting on the education of the students. As of the beginning of the spring 2016 semester, all the organizations that compose the United Greek Association are left without any type of funding, which has prevented them from doing various academic, fun, and cultural programs that will educate the campus and the community. Many Greek organizations have been complaining about the lack of money from Student Association. After bringing the topic to the United Greek Association at the beginning of the spring semester, the 24 organizations discussed the reasons why this money is essential in order to execute programs and events for the community. They brainstormed to possibly write a letter to the Greek advisor in order to take the first step to be heard. Stephanie Nunez, which is the current president of Omega Phi Beta, expressed her thoughts on the issue. The money from SA was a perfect source to have educational programs and bring special speakers from outside. The funding helped us prepare annual educational weeks and events to the students' interest. It is unfair that we do not receive funding when other clubs and non-Greek organizations do. In the previous years, 2014-2015, Students Association provided the non-SA recognized organizations, which in this case are fraternities and sororities, with a maximum budget of $500 to spend throughout the semester. In order to receive money, one member of the organization had to fill out a request form of a purchase order and present it to SA. In the form, students had to explain in details every item that was needed, how much it costed, how many people were expected, briefly explain the program's purpose, and how was the program going to benefit the campus community. Due to this process, many members of Greek organizations complained about the challenging procedure that they had to undergo. It seemed almost impossible. Most of the times, we did not even want to bother to ask for money, said Beandys De Los Santos, the current president of Sigma Lambda Upsilon. After expressing her concerns, De Los Santos mentioned how productive the fundings used to be for her organization and others. She expressed, "Budget is very important for Greeks because we are trying to do all of these amazing programs and events to educate the campus and the Newport community. But sometimes we can't because we can't afford it with our own funds. It is ridiculous that we have to fund our own programs when Greek life is essentially part of SUNY Newport's, and everything that we do is for the community." As we can see, this is an issue that has negatively impacted Greek life and the campus overall. Now, after a pause, we will come back with Sheryl Cruz, who will be informing us more on the topic. Welcome back to Blue and Orange Alert. After having the opportunity to interview Natalia Foreman, who is a graduate assistant for off-campus and commuter services and current advisor of the United Greek Association, I was able to witness her words of love and care for Greek life. Although Foreman is not part of a Greek organization, she supports Greeks that get back to their community. Greeks do a lot. They are hard workers. They are very, very passionate about their organizations. They show a lot of love and care into the things that they do. I think that Greek life can be extremely positive and beneficial to students. Foreman said that although it is very sad to hear that Greek life is not receiving funding, we also have to think of the reasons why are they not receiving any type of money. Now let's introduce Sheryl Cruz. Hi Sheryl.
Hey,
welcome back. Interesting topic, right?
Yes, very interesting. Let me tell you, Raquel. As I interview non-Greek students here on campus, I had the pleasure to meet with Zamanta Alcala, currently a junior at SUNY Newport. She's the president of a new club on campus named Afro-Latina Leaders of the Future. Talking to her, she told me that she has heard a lot about Greek organizations and what they do on campus. She also believes that Greek organizations contribute to her education in some way, but she specified that not all of them. After asking in what ways Greek associations have contributed to her education, she shared with me that some of them do really good programs to educate our campus on current issues in our society. And most of the time, she learns something. She specifically said, listening to other people's ideas about certain issues makes me see other perspectives that I wouldn't have thought about it if I hadn't attended those programs. Later on, we spoke about her being the president of a club and how helpful is the money she receives for her organization. She said that as the current president of Afro-Latina Leaders of the Future, a new organization here on SUNY Newport, sometimes they ask for money from student association. However, they not always get that money, but when they do, it's helpful. They use the money for food, materials, keynote speakers, and transportation. She mentioned how, for example, they attended the Latino Conference in Albany and the National Dominican Student Conference in the City College of New York this semester. And the money that they received from Student Association helped them a lot for the hotels and transportation. We also spoke about the rumor that Greek organizations collab with clubs on campus to take advantage of their funding. Zamanta said that she believes Greek organizations do not take advantage of clubs on campus. Rather, they collab to bring more people to the program. She also mentioned how her club has collaborated with Greek organizations on campus, such as Lambda Upsilon Lambda, in a program called Rites of Passage. She said it was a great program. They had a lot of support from the Newport community and the discussion was successful. Finally, we talk about how Greek programming has impacted the Newport community and how they deserve the funding. I can't really say that they have, but I heard from friends and other people on campus that Greek programming have changed the Newport community. I did go to a program that impacted me a lot. It was a collaboration between Phi Iota Alpha and Latino Week about the issue between the Dominican Republic and Haiti. It definitely helped me understand what was really happening. Now, let's look at the interview I had with Marfy Hernandez,
who is a senior and currently part of Greek life.
Thank you, Marfy, for giving us this opportunity. Can you please tell us your year, your major, and what Greek organization are you part of?
Well, thank you for inviting me. I'm part of Chi Upsilon Sigma, National Honor Sorority Incorporated. I'm a graduating senior.
Now that we know that you're part of Chi Upsilon Sigma, we want to know, do you often do educational programs?
Yes, we do. It's part of our nationals that they recommend it and they require it.
Okay, so what is the main goal of your organization while planning those events and programs?
Well, the programming is to educate the community and to let them know what is going on and to inform them, because not many people watch the news or read the newspaper anymore.
Okay, so how was the process of receiving funding from Student Association? Was it difficult or not?
Receiving funding is the hardest thing for Greeks ever because they make it almost impossible for us to receive anything. And it's sometimes even degrading to go stand up and ask for money from RHSA or to SA because they make it almost impossible.
Okay, so we know that Greeks don't receive funding anymore. So from where do you get the fundings now for your events? Do you get any help from the school at all?
From the school, they recently started something where they provide $75 per org, and you have to meet with them like weeks in advance, or I think even a month, and you have to go through paperwork and meeting with Emily and other people, and it's tough because how can one organization just use $75?
What is your stand on this? Do you think it's fair that y'all don't receive funding anymore?
I think it's very unfair because sometimes it kind of forces us to work with other clubs because we need some help with money. And we don't like other clubs to think that we're using them, but it's like we all pay the student activity fee and stuff like that. So why don't we have the opportunity to do so, to use that money? So it is tremendously unfair.
So do you think Greeks should get funding from student association?
Of course, the question is rhetorical, but it's not biased. The reason why is because we do things for the community, and we don't put it out there for acknowledgement. It's for the enrichment of the students. And the fact that we don't get funding and other people do, it kind of splits us up and segregates us. Like, what makes us different Greeks than other clubs? Because at the end of the day, we are kind of like a club. We just consider it a sisterhood or a brotherhood.
Well, thank you, Marfy, for being with us in Blue and Orange Alert.
Thank you for having me.
Now that we have heard from Marfy Hernandez, we can visualize how Greek members feel towards this topic. After conducting a survey among different members from the United Greek Association, these were the questions and their answers. Do you agree with Greek organizations not receiving fundings? All of the interviewees said no. How was the process of getting the money last semester? Some of them stated that it took more time to ask us questions compared to other clubs and organizations, and it was almost impossible to get it. How did it help to contribute to the new post-campus education? Some students mentioned how it helped them on programming annual events, bringing keynote speakers, and more. Is it enough to request $75 from the Residence Hall Student Association? At least it's something. It helps in some way. It is not enough.
As you hear from the testimonies today, this is a very important issue that concerns not only Greek organizations, but the New Post community as a whole.
Many Greeks will continue to fight for their rights to get funding, although the school is not showing interest on making any changes. Thank you for watching Blue and Orange Alert. My name is Raquel Suarez.
My name is Cheryl Cruz.
See you next time.